You know what? You know what? I think I'm an alcoholic, Riley.
Really?
Step one is admit that you have a problem.
Yeah, we're admitting we have a problem
So
today.
weird. Excuse me. I need to
You're
stop
cutting out
talking.
again.
I need to stop talking exactly into the mic. The microphone needs to be away from my face. Oh,
You're
yeah.
clipping it.
Huh?
I said you're clipping it. That's what it is. You're clipping the mic.
No, the microphone is going right by my face and I'm adjusting. And then it
That's what
cuts
I'm
out because my
saying. It cuts
microphone
out
is
because it's
whacked.
clipping.
Anyway, as I was saying, I think I might be an alcoholic.
What would possibly make you think that now, Alex? What?
You know, the revelation came to me right as we were starting the show.
When you said let me get some alcohol to get in the mood or something to that effect?
And then almost like after 2 sips of alcohol, immediately told you, I got an opener. Let's go. Let's start the show.
This is the difference. The reason why Alex stays now as opposed to before is because she's so drunk that she doesn't realize I'm a fucking retard.
I know you're a fucking retard, alright? That's why I stay, because I get good content out of you.
I'm just a lolcat.
Riley,
Yeah.
everybody on the internet gets assigned their own personal retard. You are mine. Is that not true?
It kind of is.
You are my retard. I just got lucky where my retard is also a comedian.
Yes, I'm the
Florida-based
best.
comedian.
I'm a Florida-based retarded comedian.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Alex, the alcoholic. This is Riley.
We're allowed to say it. Ted said it, so we can say it.
Ted,
from the teddy bear from the movie Ted, the
yeah,
Seth MacFarlane movie
you're
Ted.
completely tanked against you.
Oh yeah, you saw that poll. I
I
posted.
voted in that poll. I liked your tweet too.
Yeah, I saw you liked it. I voted. Fuck. I made a poll on Twitter. I had this thought because I realized that I had, for separate reasons, I had 2 separate franchises on my mind based around like fuzzy characters who are funny. I was thinking about Alf because recently Alf there's now a Twitch channel of Alf and they just play Alf all the time. So I watched the Alf Twitch channel one day for a bit and I watched like it was literally half an episode of Alf because I got pissed because ads interrupted in the middle of the episode. And you can't hear the audio, so you don't know what's going on, and there's no subtitles. So for the fucking 6 ads that they play, you can't tell what's going on. So the Alf Twitch is unwatchable, but you can watch Alf fucking anywhere, so it doesn't really matter. But so I was thinking about Alf because of that happening. And I was also thinking about Ted from the Seth MacFarlane movie Ted, because there was just a Ted series released on Peacock, a 7-episode television show about Ted. And apparently it's really good. There's a lot of positive discourse about this Ted show. I don't know what the public read is on the first 2 movies. I remember I liked them when I saw them. My mother fucking loved them. But I was just like, yeah, these are funny.
So the first one is really, really good.
Yeah.
The second one is less memorable.
The second one, I remember there's one bit, there's the Sweet Caroline bit I remember from the second one is really good.
What's the Sweet Caroline bit?
Where the villain of the movie, he's trying to find Ted, and Ted is blended in with other models of the same teddy bear. And to get Ted to reveal himself, he sings
Is that not in the first one?
No, that was the second one. He sings Sweet Caroline, and then Ted has to go, ba, ba, ba. He can't stop himself, so that's how he gets revealed.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
It's a good bit. But so I was thinking about Ted because of that new show and everybody's talking about it. So I was like, which one is better? So I put out a poll. I wanted to know the people's temperature on who is better, Ted or Alf. And Alex, do you have the poll up? Can you see what's going on?
I do not have the poll up. Do you want me to pull up Riley's Twitter real quick?
Yeah. Pull up, do a Riely's Twitter real quick.
This is. Hold on. I wasn't prepared to do a Riley's Twitter bit right now.
Tried to get Asterios to weigh in on my poll. He has not responded.
Thank you, Google. I really appreciate that when I Google at Riley tweets, the first thing that comes up is your Twitter page. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, Twitter's like integrated into Google, isn't it?
I don't know.
Like if you look up a Twitter account, there's like a Twitter tab on Google. Like it'll show you a couple tweets
All right,
in like
4
a
hours
special
ago.
little.
4
Okay.
hours ago. All right. You ready for this?
Yep.
Do you know the poll? Have you looked at the poll at all since posting?
No, I do know. I've looked at it. I don't know if it got more votes because it was getting votes steadily. Last time I looked at it, I believe it had 9 votes.
You're at 8 votes right now,
Okay, so I've
unfortunately.
probably seen what it is, but tell me.
87.5 for Ted, 12.5 for Alf.
I'm pretty sure that tops out to 1 vote for Alf. I'm pretty sure that's the math there. I'm pretty sure that's 7 Ted and 1 Alf.
Yeah. Math checks out.
I don't know why, man. I guess I gotta rewatch Ted and watch this TV show because I don't remember it enough. But I have strong, fond memories of Alf. I think Alf's a nice, charming young alien lad. I'm a big fan of Alf. I like his kind of dry humor. I don't know what it is. I'm a big fan of Alf, so it kind of hurts my heart to see him losing so hard. But maybe Ted is this big thing that I just don't give enough credit. I've been seeing a bunch of clips and they've been pretty good. Like how I referenced Ted saying the R word earlier. That was a clip. I don't know which movie it was from, but I know it
Don't
was one of the
censor yourself after you said it 4 times, my
I don't
guy.
know why. Sometimes I just kind of I don't want to say it too much. It's
We
one of
said it
those
like
things you
8 to 10 times at the beginning
Yeah,
of the
because that was
episode.
part of that was part of the bit. Right now it's not necessary.
Okay.
So it was a clip from one of the movies. I assume the first one, just because the longer ago it was, the more this makes sense. But it was Ted, and like his face is a little messed up, and he has like a voice on. He's doing the accent. He's like, "I'm alive, Johnny," and and they kind of have this banter where I guess whatever Mark Wahlberg's name is, Johnny, I believe, is I guess made a wish for Ted not to be dead because Ted died somehow, and that came true. But he says that he's alive, but like when he tried to put him back together, he put the stuffing back in the wrong place. So I'm a little fucked up. But will you
No,
take care of me
it looks like he
forever?
had a stroke.
Yeah. And he's just like, I'm just kidding. I thought it'd be funny if you thought I was fucking retarded. The Massachusetts accents in that movie are very, very strong.
Boston, specifically.
Okay.
That accent is not all over Massachusetts, my guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
The Boston
I guess
accent.
I was
It's like
born there. I should know.
a New York City accent. You can, like, a Bronx, like, if you're from the Bronx or Queens, you can have those kind of accents, but if you go to upstate New York, you're not going to have the same thing. It's regional.
Yeah, one of the interesting things I noticed about Ted, I'm getting over analytical about Ted, is that like in my memories from my begone young years where I watched Ted, the voice read exactly like Peter Griffin, like 100%. There was no nuance. It was just the Peter Griffin voice. But
Okay.
now I hear it's just a little more Boston. Cuz like Peter Griffin does have a little bit of Boston, but like it's just Peter Griffin, but his Boston stat, he used swords dance and his Boston stat went up to times 2.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'm very interested in Ted. I'm going to see if Mo wants to do the super duper Ted cast and review both movies and the TV show with me.
I feel like that could just be for a YouTube video. I don't think you need to do a whole podcast about it.
What do you mean? I'm not gonna write a video about fucking Ted. I want to talk to
No, you
Mo
do
about
what you
it.
do here. You go watch the movie, you do 2 movie reviews, and you do a show review. And you just hop on, you just hit record and just start talking about it.
Why would I
You
want to make that a YouTube video and not a podcast when I have a movie review podcast where we would do that?
There you go, you already have a platform for it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you don't need to go make a brand new podcast for this.
That's not what I said. I said I wanted to do a podcast about it. That doesn't mean I want to make a new podcast about it. That means
Do
I
a
want to
podcast
record a
sounds to
podcast about
me
it.
like you are going to create another project for yourself.
No.
Yes.
There are some other projects in the works, but
Jesus
they don't
Christ.
have to do with Ted.
You gotta market your shit. Stop doing projects. Work on marketing.
I don't care. We'll figure it out.
God, you sound like Vito so much.
It's the opposite. Vito's the one who
He's
wants to
not.
market the fucking show. Vito's always
Anyway,
the one pushing to do more shit. Vito's right about the fucking live shows. That's the fucking drama right now. This is my hot take. I'm pretty sure I'm in the minority here and the biggest problem in the universe audience. This is our autism about our favorite podcast corner. Everybody, folks. I'll try to be brief here. But Dick and Vito argued because Vito wants to do live shows more often. Like he wants to do them like every 3 months or something. And Dick is very against this because he thinks it's too much work. And Vito's argument is they don't have to make it some huge thing because anytime Dick does a live show, it's like this big event. Vito is suggesting they just do like a more like chill, like live taping type situation. And I think Vito's right. Like they're talking about getting comics out and shit. Like I think this would be good for the show. And it's Dick pushing back on it, and Dick like pushed back on the merch for so long. Vito, don't disrespect. He's the one marketing biggest problem in the universe, and Dick's just doing it for fun. He doesn't give a single fuck.
that makes sense, yeah.
Vito cares because it's like his primary income.
Well, that and Super Killer.
Well, yeah, he get the money for Super Killer, but like a lot of that's going into like production and stuff.
For Super Killer
And
2,
he has
or
like the
3 or
YouTube,
whatever he's on.
and he has YouTube revenue, but I believe his primary income source is biggest problem.
Oh, of course.
Do you think Vito harbors any animosity that his co-host makes $20,000 more than him
No, not at all.
for podcasts? You don't think
Not at all.
so?
Because Vito would have nothing without Vito would have a YouTube channel. That's it. He'd
That's
just have his
true.
YouTube channel. Super Killer probably would not have made as much money if he didn't have biggest problem.
No, you're right. Like, definitely.
It's unfortunate, but like the thing is, Vito found or Dick Masterson found Vito, and Vito glommed onto him.
You just glom onto somebody more famous than you.
That's the whole fucking point. That's what you're supposed to do.
Even though Maddox claimed it was the other way around, just because Vito has more YouTube subscribers. But like, that's not always 1-to-1, I don't think. Like I think Dick Masterson is a more significant figure in online culture than Vito Gesualdi. I might be wrong, but I think that's true.
Dick Masterson might not have the online following.
More people have like seen and heard Dick on like
Dick Masterson has
various.
been putting content out almost weekly, 99% of the time, for 10 years.
Yeah, this is year 10. We're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of the biggest problem in the universe.
I wonder what he's gonna do for 10 years.
He's gonna get Maddox on.
No, he won't. Not this year.
Maybe a couple years down the line when
Maybe for
Maddox is
15 or
dying on the
20.
street.
Section 8 housing.
Do you think there's like any chance at all ever that
Of them getting together?
they will ever be heard? Not like together, because obviously they're not gonna like get together and be friends again. But what do you think the chances are of them ever being in the same call at the same time publicly are?
If it's not in a courtroom, never.
You don't think?
I,
Never?
I
Under no
honestly don't think so.
circumstance?
I don't think so. Dick
Okay.
will push for it so much, and that will repel Maddox away.
I think if Maddox keeps doing these live Q&As and just talking shit live to a chat, maybe I feel like there's gonna be a push for a debate for them to settle it.
Maybe. We'll see. Who knows?
That would be fucking legendary. I want that so bad.
2024 is the year, buddy. 2024.
Dick
It's
and
the year where
Maddox.
everything goes right. Fuck January. January's already fucked up. I'm done with this month. Someone come knock me out and wake me up in fucking February 1st. Fresh start. January never happened. January's part of 2023. 2024 starts on February.
It's
It's my year.
fucking
It's our year, buddy.
It's our year. Real quick, this is the last thing I'll say regarding Dick Show Corner. Um, we're also coming up on 400 episodes, which like really makes me feel the amount. Really makes me think introspectively about just the amount of time I've been consuming Dick Masterson and like just how much time has passed so quickly. When I've been following this guy for I guess like 6 years now, and you don't really think about it until there's like something to put it into perspective besides just the broad time. And what I was thinking about is the last time we did a Dickheads podcast, besides the one we just did, the last one we did a Dickheads podcast that was about like a current episode of the Dick Show was we had already been off the air for a while, but we came back for like a special occasion for episode 300.
Okay.
And that doesn't feel so crazy long ago, and now we're approaching 400.
Which is 2
And it's just
years.
really wild to me.
That is crazy, yeah.
I guess it's interesting because I see like I think the majority of people kind of evolve through creators just as the years go by, and like stop listening to certain people and just like pick up different shit. I've stuck to like this little weird universe for like so long. Everything that like for I guess for like 6 years because it was all in like 2018 when I discovered all these people. Like everything that Dick has done, everything that Trixie has done, and everything that Mumkey has done, and Asterios as well. I've followed that shit very closely, and they're all very entertaining, and they continue to make me laugh and inspire me to do what I do for so long, and I'm very thankful that
Are you gonna
I
cry?
have not gonna cry, but I'm just very thankful that these people are around and that they're still making stuff, and it always disheartens me when I see like fans falling out of love with them, because the love never falters for me, and I don't know what it is.
It's the fact that you relate to these people and what they've been through, and that you
Fair.
find these people funny and entertaining, which is what they're trying to portray in the first place.
Yeah, it seems like so many other people I talk to have such a volatile like taste in content creators. Like it seems to fluctuate very often in a way that mine really doesn't. Like I'll discover new people that I vibe with on occasion, but mostly I'm just like listening to those four people
Yeah, that makes sense.
and like a couple others. Like there's the more like niche like nerd shit. Like I said, the Hey Jake and Josh podcast universe, to shout them out. They had their 10-year anniversary recently. They've been around for a long ass time. And they're like my nerd podcasts are in their universe because they have the same two main hyperfixations as me, Pokemon and Power Rangers. It's perfect. They make a they make a Pokemon roleplay podcast that's really good, like a live an actual play RPG podcast called Pokemon World Tour United. Fucking high quality shit. Very very good show. And they also make a show called The Morphin Grid where they're just very goofy and have a good time talking about episodes of Power Rangers. And I listened to unreal amounts of that last year because I was binge watching just Power Rangers. Like I would pick a season and I would just go through it in no particular order. And I'm still working on that. I've just kind of slowed down a little bit now. I watch Power Rangers like once a week instead of literally every day, like I did for almost a year. And while I was doing that, I was also listening to Morphin Grid for any season that they had already done that I was watching. So I listened to literal weeks of the Morphin Grid.
I mean, I've consumed almost all of Dick Masterson's podcasts in like
Yeah,
about
that
6
was my
months.
version of what you did with the Dick Show. Was I listened to fucking hundreds upon hundreds of hours of this show.
No, I'm at thousand hours.
Well, yeah, not quite. I know. Don't fucking slap your dick on the table, okay? I'm just saying the circumstances are similar.
Hundreds of thousands.
The millions.
Mil Year round, 24/7, 365, baby.
Always Dick Masterson, just fucking plugging you up
The funny thing is,
everywhere
this train isn't stopping once new biggest problem gets caught up.
because you got bonus episodes.
I don't know about the bonus episodes. I'm not really counting those. I have been going through those a little bit here and there, but I'm not like I don't know. Like bonus episodes are not really needed, but those I guess count in terms of content. I'm talking
How does
about
the train not stop then? Tell me.
uh the nostalgia for old biggest problem while listening to new biggest problem is it's coming back. I want
You're
it
doing a
now with all
re-listen?
the yeah, I'm gonna re-listen to old biggest problem after this. Just with all the new Maddox shit and his YouTube videos and stuff, I would like to go and like re-listen to it and just see if I have a different opinion on things.
I'm still working on the uncucked re-listen. The one that started it all. I've been trudging through it slowly. The one that I was doing when I got Alex into it and kind of started our little race. And then once Alex had gotten through all of Biggest Problem and determined that she was going to listen to the Dick Show and that she was all in, I think we finalized our bet being for all Dick Masterson content. And it was determined that I did not have to finish the uncucked re-listen because I had already heard all of Biggest Problem in the past. But I've been going back to it every once in a while just because it's a show I really enjoy. And re-listening to it is definitely a good time. I feel like it would be more interesting for you than for someone like me because I guess like with how your opinion of Maddox shifts how you feel about the content. Whereas for me, I have this just too completely tuned like separate art from artist thing where I can just like enjoy a product completely separately from how I feel about a person. And from that perspective, I think Maddox is just like actually funny. Like I guess I'm like probably wrong and autistic, but like I find him actually funny, despite the fact that I know that he's a scumbag. So I just listen to Biggest Problem and I enjoy it as if there was nothing that ever happened and that this is just a fun little show that definitely didn't result in millions of dollars worth of lawsuit. But I imagine listening to it from a more actually emotionally involved perspective might be interesting.
Yeah,
I just
but
like Maddox, even though I hate him. He just he's done his little Armenian charms on me, and now I find him endearing.
his gypsy charms.
But he's a piece of shit. God, why does he have to be such a piece of shit? He's
Anyway,
that
I'm
makes
gonna
it even
derail
worse for
this.
me because I think he's funny, but such a piece of shit, and he won't stop. He will not give up. Just fuck off. I said this on Facebook when the Asterios video happened, the Justin Wang secret Asterios video. Just move on, man. Just move on. But he won't.
Nope, nope. All right, I think that's enough fanboying for now.
You're right. You're right. God damn it.
This is why This is why I'm trying to get caught up so we can push all this conversation onto the new podcast.
I feel like we need to do just like a fucking the really stupid long, just like because the Dickheads podcast is gonna be this formatted thing where we talk about like this week's Dick show and like that's gonna self perpetuate itself every week. I feel like we need to do just like a dedicated like fucking Dick show retrospective like podcast episode. Whether we make it like another Dickhead special or we do it on Detour ahead.
It could be a
Just
dickhead special, like I guess you could quote unquote bonus episode, but it's not bonus, it's just extra content.
Yeah,
But like,
just like talk about our whole like experience with this universe and just like discuss the whole like a retrospective, discuss like the whole history.
yeah, yeah, that we can discuss that later.
Coming soon. Stay tuned. For anybody interested in this content, anybody wants to hear more, stay
Check
tuned.
out the Dickheads podcast with Alex and Riley.
That's right. Man,
Anyway,
remember when I said that showing Alex biggest problem in the universe was the worst mistake I'd ever made on this podcast, and I'm now just as guilty of that problem because I'm back. Because I'm back. I'm sucked so deep back into it. It's all Maddox's fault.
do you want to continue with this, or would you like to get on with Detour ahead? I'm not being rude.
No, we can
It's
go.
just a
No,
general
no.
question.
Yes, let's keep going. Sorry.
Keep going with which one? Which option?
The show, the podcast that we're doing right now.
This one, right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alex, you're
Riely,
fucking with my mind.
what have you been up to? Anything new since we last recorded?
Since we last recorded 2 days ago,
You're not
no.
supposed to say that. That's why I said since we last recorded.
Dude, I don't care about dating the show. Fuck off. Yeah, we not much has changed. I went to work a couple times.
A couple times.
Couple times.
How was work?
It always sucks. It's always
I'm sorry
bad.
for derailing. I had a good topic and I don't want to save it for another episode.
Yeah. No. You're good. We definitely do not want to do a whole episode about this right now. As much as the little autistic goblin in the back of my mind is like, do it. I know that it's not the move. Uh, shit. What was I saying? Oh yeah,
Work.
work. I just hate working. I was thinking about it today, and that's kind of my perspective on it. Like, I don't hate my job. I hate working. Like, I think the job that I have is probably one of the top, not the best job I could have. There's a lot better, I'm sure, but is a very good job, and I'm in a very good position. But I just would hate any job. I'm just that type of person, and I have to live with that and fight through it because it's required of me as a member of society to work. But I just hate working. Like, you could put me in the best job in the world, and like the easiest shit in the world. I'm doing it like it doesn't even matter. And I would still hate it because I hate working,
I think
and that's
everybody hates working though.
this is
I
a
mean,
trait
like
I
my
have to live
job's
with.
super easy. I just drive around all day. But like, there's days where I wake up and I'm like, I don't really want to go to work. But like, once I'm at work, I'm like, it's fine, whatever, it's all right.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes for me, but sometimes I have those days where I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to be here, man. I don't want to be here.
I will say, I do have a rage. By the way, I do have a
Do
rage
you?
for today. I have a little
Well,
issue with what's been going on the past couple of days.
I just want to put a pin in that real quick, and just one more work thing I wanted to say was fuck. What was it? Oh, yeah, just not wanting to work. One of my regrets, one of my blunders. I don't know if I've talked about this yet. It's been a couple weeks since this happened. It was New Year's. I was scheduled to work on New Year's Day, my regular shift, because the only day that my work closes is Christmas. That's the only day they ever close. So we go every other holiday. We have a regular schedule. If we're scheduled that day, we go unless we request it off. They're usually pretty good about the time off request, but I don't usually bother. And I was scheduled to work on New Year's Day, and I showed up, and they were giving everybody sometimes they have to cut people's hours because it's like based on like the amount of work or whatever. Like it's kind of volatile. Sometimes you'll just get your like shifts cut off. Um, Not me because I'm the IT guy, so I kind of get to skirt under that. But for a lot of people, sometimes it stifles. And they were giving everybody. Sometimes people volunteer to take the hours off, and they give it to them without penalty. And usually I don't get that because I like am trained on some other shit, and also I do the IT work. But on New Year's Day, I wasn't really supposed to do IT work unless I had like specific tasks that I could report because they had to pay me time and a half, and I didn't really have anything super pressing to do. So I was gonna be on regular phone calls all day, and all the other shit I was trained for was not like applicable because it was all closed and done for the holiday. So for like the only time ever volunteering to have my hours cut off was an option for me. And even though I was getting paid time and a half, and all I had to do was sit there and do almost nothing, I just wanted to be at home that day that I did leave.
You just Got up and left, huh?
Because they let you. You tell them like, hey, they're cutting off hours, so you're like, hey, I'll go, and they're like, okay, and then you go, and you don't get penaltied for it.
You
You don't
just
get paid
said,
for that time, obviously, but you get to leave without it being like the same. If you had missed a day, you get like dinged for that, but you don't get dinged in that same way under the circumstance because it's like approved.
so you just said, fuck this shit. I'm out of
Yep.
here.
Fuck this shit, I'm out, and I left, and I did not get my time and a half for New Year's Eve, or not New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and
Very
I sat
unfortunate,
at
buddy.
home.
I'm sorry. That's rough.
It was an okay day. I was glad to have the relaxation, but it just the money would have been cool. But
Yep.
anyway, you had a rage.
So we had a relatively decent snowstorm, caused a lot of ice today. Oh man, I gotta stop smoking. It's putting me out of breath.
Are you smoking a cigarette or weed?
Nah, I vape.
Oh.
I'm fat and my lungs are bad. So anyway, that's not an issue. That we're not gonna talk about that. That's not a thing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, don't worry about my fucking chickens. Anyway, so I deliver plumbing supplies. No more Amazon. I deliver plumbing supplies now. So I'm driving around. It's like 3 degrees up here in Ohio right now. So and anytime water in any form falls from the sky, people forget how to drive, right?
Yeah.
So all the roads are super slushy, icy. I'm in a van with zero traction control, so I'm slipping and sliding, going slow. I got someone who's honking at me, and I'm like, bro, first off, I can't fucking go. I look to my left and I see a car. Who is coming? They are turning around the corner. By the time my van gets enough traction to get into the intersection and turn right, that car's gonna hit me. So I stayed. So they're hitting the horn, hitting the horn, hitting the horn. And I'm just sitting there. So that's the first thing that fucking annoyed me is these people with traction control. Fuck you and your four-wheel drive, you stupid fucking bitch. Next, I saw a whole bunch of accidents. I'm pretty sure I saw someone who's dead today, by the way. Very unfortunate.
Oh
Pretty sure I
shit.
saw a dead dude. Because the
Fuck.
whole front of their car was completely smashed up until, like, you know how windshields are at an angle?
Yeah.
This one wasn't.
Hmm.
And I'm hopping on the highway and I just see the ambulance with a body on the stretcher and I'm looking at the car and I'm like, that person might be dead. So, that's a thing that happened today as well. Sucks for the guy, person, whatever.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate. R.I.P. that guy.
But so the last thing that makes this a rage, because I haven't really been raging much on this podcast lately. I think the last one was the chicken one, where
I
we
think
were
you've had
talking.
rage since the chickens. I can't think of what it specifically was, but I feel like
I don't remember.
we're so far removed from the chickens bit. You've definitely gotten angry on the show since then.
Anyway, so you know that if you both pull up into the intersection, someone is facing you and you're facing them, and the light turns green. If they don't have I have my left turn signal on. They don't have a turn signal on at all. So I sit there and I wait, and they're not doing anything. So I hit my horn. I swear to God, this motherfucker gets 4 inches of dust on his hand to turn his left turn signal on and goes left. I swear to God that this person has never touched his turn signal since the car was made back in 2008.
Yeah.
How are you going to sit at an intersection when I have my turn signal on and I'm waiting for you to go straight because you don't have a fucking turn signal on, which means you have the right of way. And like a minute in, you decide, oh, I should probably tell the other person, or this person might be waiting for me. No, they just sit there and then randomly they turn. I start to go, they start to go, so I stop, And as they're pulling into the intersection, they hit their left turn signal and they turn left. Which means I could have fucking gone this entire time. This person had probably 4 inches of dust all over their turn signal because I guarantee you they don't use it ever in their entire lives. This person was probably sitting on their phone at the intersection, looking up on their phone how to use a turn signal.
Yeah.
Use your fucking turn signals. It's not that hard. You don't need blinker fluid. If you're out of blinker fluid, go to fucking Home Depot, get some blinker fluid so your fucking lights work next time. So I don't waste my goddamn time sitting at an intersection when I could have gone and saved myself 2 minutes.
Man, fucking driving, bro.
And then anytime rain, snow, sleet, hail, anytime water in any form, any state of matter falls from the goddamn sky, everybody forgets how to drive. Now, if I'm driving around and you got a fucking stupid idiot on the road acting dumb like they don't know how to drive in snow, the only time I will excuse it is if you have a southern license plate that says Texas, Arizona, Louisiana. What's the one next to Louisiana? Mississippi?
Yeah.
Mississippi or Florida. If you got any of those and you're up in Ohio and you're driving around in snow, by all means, take your time because you're going to die in the snow.
Is that your heater again?
No, I'm swinging my hands and I hit my PC.
Okay.
Anyway, if you have a license plate from a state that has no snow and you were in Ohio during a snowstorm, slow the fuck down. I'm not going to get mad at you. You're fine. You have an excuse. This is probably the first time you've ever stepped foot in snow. You probably didn't even know what snow was until you showed up in Ohio. For some ungodly reason, why the fuck you're in Ohio, I don't fucking stand. Go back to where you came from, because there's nothing here for you. But if you have an Ohio license plate, that means you've been a resident of Ohio for a specific amount of time. That means that you have seen snow at least once in order to get that car with the license plate on it. That means you should know how to drive in snow. You should not be driving like a fucking moron going 25 on the highway when the roads are clear. Just because there's fucking snow does not mean you need to drive like an asshole. Just fucking put your foot down on the little pedal. It's to the right. It's not the big one. The big one's for stopping. If you hit the big one, the lights on the back of your car will show up. And then everybody behind you will know, oh, this person's stopping. No, if you want to go, especially on the highway where the speed limit's 60, press on the pedal to your right with your right foot. Press it down, and you will see that little needle on your car. The little one where all the numbers are. Not the big numbers, not the RPMs. If it says RPM, you're looking at the wrong one. That's how fast you're going. That's acceleration. It's the other one with the 20, the 40, the 60, the 80, 100, and so on. Press it down just until it gets to at least fucking 50, which is halfway between 40 and 60. That way everybody can get to where they're going in a decent amount of time, and I'm not stuck behind your slow ass going 25 to 30 on a fucking highway when there is no snow on the ground. The plows did their job for the first time ever, and you're sitting here in the left lane going slow as fuck. Get the fuck off the highway. Or go back to where you came from. Get out of Ohio. Get out of my state. Because all you're doing is being a fucking asshole to everybody else on the road. If you slow down, the people behind you slow down, and that's how traffic starts. That's how backups get started, all because of you. You stupid fuck. Does that tell you how my day went today?
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. It's pretty succinct, I think.
Man, I forget who it was. I think it was one of my friends. I told him to listen to an episode. One of the ones where I went on a rage. I think it was the Chicken Rage. I either played for them or they played. I don't know. I don't remember. It was a while ago. But they're like, "Did you? Are you? You sound like you're reading this." I'm like, "No, this is all improv." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "No, I just got going and I just spew bullshit out of my mouth until it makes a coherent sentence." They're like, "Do you script anything?" I'm like, "No, I don't script anything in this show. Nothing. Nothing is scripted. All
Yeah,
from memory,
never.
baby."
I feel like scripting in podcasts is kind of silly. Andrew does it sometimes for his issues, and it's
Well, for the
never.
issues, it doesn't. If you're doing something with like one on one, and like I have something to talk about, so I'll script read it, and then you can respond, and then we have a conversation. That makes sense. Like the ghost problem, the ghost story episode where I went to the seminary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I was reading from a script that I wrote. Not all, like, that's the only time I've ever wrote something, which is very good. I might send it to you if you want to read the whole story. Because it's structured like a YouTube video, because I've thought about doing a YouTube video on it, but
If there's more to it than what you did on the show, you should make it into a YouTube video.
I should, but I don't have pictures. That's the problem, is I'm trying to contact the person who has all the pictures, but they won't fucking get back to me. So until I get the pictures, I can't do a fucking YouTube video on it. And I've already checked online. I can't just get the pictures online. So I need the ones from inside the place. And that would be good. And I can actually edit and make it a brand new video for once.
I gotta
But
write a fucking video. I really need to write a fucking video. I don't know what
oh,
I need to.
I can send you the script, by the way, if you want to read it, because I covered the biggest, most like, I covered the things that were easy to talk about and were like the shock factors, but there's a lot more like storytelling that I left out. Because like it reads like a story. The way I told it was more of just reading a story to you, but if you read it, it has. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I use more words on paper than I do when I'm talking. So it reads like an essay, like an experience, which is cool, and I can send it to you if you want to read it. But anyway, that's my rage. I fucking hate winter. I don't mind the cold. The temperatures are not the thing. The snow's not the thing. I'm not scared to drive in the snow. I've been doing it for almost 10 years now. But like it's everybody else on the road, and ever since fucking COVID, ever since the global catastrophe of something that may or may not have happened, ever since everybody got let out of their homes, every single person is worse at driving. Before 2020, people were still bad at driving, but it wasn't even that bad. Everybody was like, okay, well, speed limit's 35, so the highest I can go is 40. Sometimes you'll see the 45er drive past, and you're like, what a fucking asshole. I hope you get pulled over. Nowadays, those little white and black numbers on the side of the road that tell you, hey, don't go higher than this number, or the cops are gonna come and get you and hit you and steal your money. Nobody abides by that anymore. Like, I swear to God, I will hit cruise control because my speed is tracked in my van for work, so I can't go over like 16 over the speed limit or something like that. I don't go over like 5. So if it's 35, I'll cruise control 35 and just cruise, or 40 if I feel like it. But like I'll cruise control 40, and then on a 2-lane road out of nowhere, motherfucker comes out 50, 45, 50, 55 miles an hour in a 35. And I'm like, what the hell? And this happens every single day. People are getting so much worse at driving to the point where I don't even want to be on the road half the time. I don't understand why people are just disobeying laws at this point, which they should, because some of these laws are dumb. There should not be a speed limit on the road. That's just because the government wants to steal money and gives cops something to do during their days. Because not a lot of people own guns around here, and people aren't mass killing people like they are in Oakland and Detroit. Excuse me,
Yeah.
like gentlemen are doing over there. But
Whoa. Whoa.
gentlemen, I'm calling them. There's a lot of nice gentlemen in cities like Boston, New York City, Detroit, L.A., Oakland,
Sounding a little Gavin McGinnis-y over there.
Baltimore, Cincinnati. There's a lot of gentlemen there. Specific individuals who like to cause crime. Now, is it my fault? No. Is it their fault? No. If they commit the crime, it's probably somebody else's fault. Maybe the way they were raised. Who knows? But
Alex, I meant to ask you, why are you wearing that ghost costume? It's not Halloween at all.
you know, I'm working on a cosplay because I am going
Yeah,
to a convention, or I went to a convention, but I'm going
a
to a
ghost
convention.
cosplay.
It is a ghost cosplay. Unfortunately, the hood was a little too pointy, so I might have to fix that a little bit.
Okay, yeah,
But
yeah. You gotta sand that point down.
I'm gonna sand it down. It's way too pointy. I got it off some dude. You know,
Very
I was in
nice.
Southern Ohio. They were having like a bonfire, a pretty big bonfire in their front yard, and I was like, "Hey, yo, dude, I'm going as ghost to a convention too, bro." And
The
they're like,
perfect costume.
they
Everybody would love
pointed
it.
at me, and they're like, "Blonde hair, blue eyes, get over here!" And they handed me this nice ghost costume. It was so nice,
That's so nice. They
the
gave you a free
nicest dudes
costume.
ever. I don't know why they were having a bonfire and someone else, because there was a family inside the house. It was, they looked like a nice family. I don't know why these people were burning stuff on their front lawn, but I don't know. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
So
Alex, I have a question for you.
go ahead.
I'm gonna ask you a real question. This is a real moment. This is the advice corner, okay? I want to ask you genuinely on the air because I feel like we could have some fun with this. You're you're you've dated women before. That's
Is that a
happened.
yes?
How do you even like ask a woman out? I feel like when I think about like dating, I overthink literally every step down to the most minute detail. I don't even understand how any of it works logistically. How do
All
you
right.
even ask a woman out?
Uh,
I don't get it. I'm too autistic.
let's do scenario. All right. Set up the scenario for me, and I will help you through the scenario the best I can. Okay.
Are you gonna be one of those you can't date your coworkers people? Because that will end this right here.
Do you have the hots for one of your coworkers?
I do.
Is she in the same department as you?
Yes,
Do you work with her on a daily basis?
I do.
I would like to advise you that this may not be the best decision.
Ah, you fucker.
However, I will help you through the scenario anyways
I have no
for
other
the
social
sake of the
avenues.
podcast.
I just want to say real quick to defend myself. I have no other social avenues, Alex. I don't go anywhere where I meet other adults except for work.
Neither do I.
So it's my only chance, and
Except
I'm
conventions, but like a majority of it has just been scrolling on fucking Tinder and Facebook dating
and online dating
because
doesn't
it's
work for
fun.
me. I feel like I have to get there in person. Nobody's ever gonna swipe right on me, but I feel like if I have a shot to talk to them,
Now,
I might be
here's
better
okay.
off. I think there's something here.
So we're almost an hour in. That topic we're gonna do next week. Okay.
I mean,
I
I
would
was
like to
down to do a
save that
long
topic for
show.
next week. We're
Okay,
this is
okay.
this is what we're doing. All right. We're playing the dating game here.
Okay, I don't want to get too deep into like details about this.
Well, no, we can keep it vague. Boy, boy and girl work together. That's the scenario. I don't need details about the other person. Okay? We're going
Yeah,
to keep it general. Now, do you have common interests?
I don't know because I don't get to talk to her a crazy amount because of calls. We've talked a little bit, but like not enough that I know like details about what she's interested in.
Have you talked to me on this podcast recording right now longer than you've talked to her?
Probably around the same amount. Probably a similar amount
What's the
total.
time
Yes,
frame between the first time you said anything till now? What's the time frame? How long?
few weeks.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. I was afraid that you've said almost an hour of words to this girl in the 2 years that you've worked there. And I
No,
was
no, no.
about to be like,
Decently
"Alright,
new
alright,
girl.
alright." Decently new, like just hired or new to
Uh,
you?
just hired.
Is she nice?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what is
How
she to
nice
you?
is she?
No,
Or
no,
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 just
like looks on a scale of 1 to 10, in your opinion.
I feel like
Be
o-
honest because
okay. I'm about to get weird about it, okay?
that's fine. That's fine. I'm
Because
here to
I
help
feel
you.
like thinking in
My autism
objectives.
my autism does not allow me to just give you straight advice. I need the situation in order to help you through it.
Because of my autism, I'm about to explain something in a way that might not make sense to anybody who's not me. But
Go ahead.
like conventionally judging her on like an objective scale of attractiveness, I feel like to most people she'd be like a 7.5 to an 8. But something about her makes her a 10 to me. I don't know what it is.
How
Like
how
maybe
many
it's just like
tungsten?
the very little tungsten, very small.
How many rocks? Sorry, how many
How
stones?
many stones? I don't know.
One
The
stone is
light.
13 pounds or 14.
I don't know how to gauge people's weight. I don't know how to look at a person and figure out how much they weigh.
Is she fat?
She's very skinny. She's small.
Okay, like good, or you could snap her in half.
She's she's a fully realized human being. She doesn't look like she could be snapped in half, but she's
There you
small.
go. Average is what I was looking for. Average. Not too far on either side
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is the acceptable answer there. I'm just asking dumb questions. All right. What's one thing that this girl likes?
I feel like I'm burying myself here at even being interested in this, saying that I don't know. I don't get the fucking chance. It sucks.
All right.
I've been trying,
We
and
can always revisit this. We do not have to come to a conclusion tonight.
okay. I feel I've already given
Oh,
too many details. I feel like weird about it.
no. You're fine. You're fine. If I seem condescending, it's just because of the autism and I'm interested in this. Now, have you noticed any sort of like what's the work attire for you specifically? Is it like business or is it casual? Like you can't show up in
Polo shirts and
sweatpants?
jeans. I can't come in like sweatpants or shorts. They have to at least be jeans.
Okay.
Jeans is the least fancy pant I can wear, and
So you have
shirts
a
is all
uniform. You
yes,
have a
basically.
general uniform, which is the polo shirt, correct?
Polo shirt, button ups are also acceptable, but I only own like one of those, so I very rarely wear them. So mostly polo shirts and jeans are what I'm wearing on a day to day basis.
Got it. Have you noticed anything small? Like, does she have a backpack with like a little Pokemon keychain or something? You got to look for some things like that.
No, but I that's a great idea. I do need to see if there's any
If you
like
can see
things.
maybe something about her phone case, because women love phone cases, and will usually personalize it to what they like, or they'll be really basic and have one color. If that's the case, you're fucked. For me, I like turtles. So I have a pop socket of a turtle. If you see a girl with my phone case and a pop socket of a turtle, something small, what do you do?
I don't know. How do you bring that up? I feel like just so you like turtles, huh? It's a little how do you bring it up?
Well, see, if you say it like that, but you go, you can also let's break
Like,
this
oh,
down to
that's a cute turtle. Figured it out. That's the line.
there
That's a
you
cute
go.
turtle there.
I like your phone case. That's a cute turtle. Something like that. Something small that shows that you were paying attention, but it's not super creepy. If you say, "Wow, that's a nice button on that's a nice middle button right above your breasts on your shirt," that's creepy. Don't do that. Bring attention to things other than themselves, but gives them the opportunity to talk about themselves. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does she have a
That is a
backpack?
line that I have like a weird social dissonance from that I don't understand, and I feel like I'm always crossing. Like
That's all right.
anytime I pay attention to a woman, I feel like I'm creepy.
Start with small things. Don't immediately jump into I want to fuck you.
Obviously. That's kind of the problem though, is like obviously I'm not gonna do that, but I don't know how to even like go from where I am to any farther. Like I don't understand any progression at all. I don't know how to get my foot in the door.
Ask about things that you notice about her, like the phone case. If she has like a backpack or something or a purse, cat don't like make it obvious, but you got to notice like the tiny little thing. Something that you can start a conversation about.
Yeah, that's good.
That's not physically her because you could come off creepy if you go, "Oh, I really like your hair." Starting off things like that in a professional setting can land you in HR. What
Yes.
won't land you in HR is casually going, "That's an adorable, not adorable, that's gay. That's a cool phone case. I like turtles too." That won't put you in HR. That keeps you safe in terms of this overarching fear that men have of women in the workplace. Like I started this off with, I would advise against it, but if you're going to do it anyway, I'm not going to stop you. I'll help you not fuck this up. Start with that. This can be a weekly thing, but start with that.
I'm not gonna talk about this too much. I already feel weird about this bit.
Is
I
there
felt
anything that you have noticed specifically, just tiny little things?
not yet that I can pin down at the moment.
Okay. This can go on after the podcast. We don't have to make this public because that I guess that would be
I feel
weird.
like the thing is I just feel like this is kind of pathetic to do on air. Like
Why?
it's funny, but it also feels like the fact that I'm showing my deck and that I've never done anything romantic under any context in history before.
Dick
Just
Masterson gives advice all the time.
that's true, but a lot of people send him those emails anonymously. I'm on my show saying this out loud.
Okay, we can stop. You brought this up.
No, I'm not. God, now this feels like awkward. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying that like I feel like it was entertaining, but also now I feel like the little regret of like, oh, it's embarrassing, you know?
Okay. We can stop it if you'd like. Was the did I have I helped you at all? Is what I'm asking.
Yes, I think that is really good advice. If I can find something small, like a turtle on a phone case, that's actually fucking genius.
It gets your foot in the door without being creepy. If you give her a
Yeah,
compliment that might come off as creepy just because you guys have never talked, but like don't go out of your way to point it out. But like if you pass each other and you notice it, be like, "Hey, I noticed you had a blah 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 or whatever." You know what I mean?
yeah,
But don't make it something that's like too small that like you'd have to pay attention to find. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah,
So
that's smart. That's smart.
I hope that helps.
Yeah.
It works with most of them.
Yeah, I don't mind. I have like one or two more things to say. I just want to say I don't mind talking about it now, for the record. Now that I've already done it, I just don't. Your suggestion of making it weekly recurring, I don't feel comfortable with. But in this episode, contained in this bubble, I will
That's
continue
fine.
to continue the conversation.
I pushed it
Um,
too far. That's my bad.
Yeah, it's like the Vito weighing himself bit where now he doesn't want to do it because it feels
Yeah, but this
weird.
didn't go on for 6 months.
Yeah, so nobody gets super invested in this and make me do a 6 month dating contest or some
No,
shit.
I'll come back in 6 months and ask you how things are going.
But I don't know what it is. I feel something here. Like
Okay.
I've had very few like relationships with women where like I felt some. I'm pretty sure it was just one other time. Like I've had women where I just have crushes and like I have no way to read like whether this person would be interested at all. And 9 times out of 10 they either weren't or I never knew because I was too pussy to ever bring it up. But for record, I have not asked a girl out properly since ninth grade, and I've never successfully scored a date. They've all been rejections, and it was mostly in middle school, and then that last one in ninth grade. So
Okay.
I've been out of the game for a very long time, and I've never played the game successfully.
That's okay.
Um, the only time I've ever been interested in a girl and felt like there might have been some sort of interest in me was with another girl at work a couple years ago. And I never did anything about it. And I think about it a lot because I feel like there was something there. And one of the things that really makes me think about it is this is the only time this has ever happened. Another attractive female at work was under the impression that I was going to end up dating this person. And I feel like that means something. I feel like that has meaning.
Okay.
That another woman thought that me and this girl were going to get together. I feel like that means something. That something was there.
Okay.
And
Got legs.
I didn't do anything about it and she left and it's one of those things that I think about sometimes. And I feel like there might be something here. It's very early on. I haven't gotten to talk to her much, so I don't know. But there's something I feel about it, and like I'm just like paranoid about like losing it again because
Start small.
I don't understand how to do it. It's
Start small.
weird.
It's a struggle that most men have. They don't know how to initiate it. So it's not uncommon. Like I
Yeah,
said, start small. Don't go to work tomorrow and immediately jump on the horse.
propose to her.
Not even just that. Just try and take some time, like a week or something. She's a new hire, so she'll probably be there for a minute.
He's not a new hire though. The turnaround there is fucking legendary.
Take a week. Try it. Don't make it like super creepy, but just
Yeah,
try
no,
and notice
I'm
something
not
small that you can bring up casually.
I'm not objecting to taking time. I'm just saying that is a ticking clock concern because you never know.
Yeah,
The fucking cast is very rotating around my work.
this girl is not worth your job. Also keep that in mind.
Well, duh.
Anyway, keep it small, keep it light, and if you guys have a legitimate conversation, another good thing to do, take this with a grain of salt cuz I'm working with not much here. I've been told that a good transition from a conversation to getting like a Snapchat or a number is I really like talking to you. Could we continue this conversation later? Can I have your number? Or something, some sort of combination of that. I like talking to you. Can we continue this after work? Or something like that.
Okay.
It doesn't imply anything other than you just like talking to her because you find her interesting. But that also gets your foot in the door with having outside communication outside of
Yeah,
work.
even that, like I can feel my nerves clench at imagining asking that. I'm just such a nervous
Well, that's
fucko.
later. That's later down the line. You got to have a couple conversations first.
You're right. You're right.
Don't overthink it. I know you're going to regardless, but you'll be fine.
Yeah. Overthinking really is the problem. Like every step into it I think about I'm just like how would this happen? How do you do this? How do you handle this scenario correctly? What is a date? How do you
Start
do a date?
small. Start small.
I don't even know what is a date, Alex.
Dates are fucking dumb, dude. Like this one girl that I've been talking to, she may or may not be going to the convention this weekend, so I might link up a little bit. But like I asked, I was like, "Hey, would you want to go on a date sometime over text cuz I'm a pussy?" And she's like, "Yeah, what do you want to do?" I'm like, "All right, do you want super casual stay inside and watch a movie? Do you want casual like go walk around the mall, go to a park, or go get coffee, or do you want formal like a dinner?" And she's like, "Oh, well, definitely casual. We could get coffee or something, or just order food and watch a movie or something." Like every girl is different. So, like the date depends on the person. Like a date could literally be you guys go get, let's say you have 30 minutes for lunch and you can go to McDonald's and get food. That could be a quote unquote date. Like anything can be a date. It's
Yeah, that's
just a
fair.
word. A date is not explicitly a fancy dinner anymore. But I don't think there's any need for you to worry. Start small. Just try and notice one thing that can spark up a conversation.
Yeah, that's really good advice. I'm gonna take that to heart.
I have good advice. Like that's probably the only good advice I've given you over this past like 20 minutes. But like it's important to notice something small so you can strike up a conversation.
Good. That's good material. Good material to work with.
It is.
The love guru, Alex.
Yeah, okay. That's why I've been single for 4 years.
4 years.
I misspoke.
You've been single for 64 years.
I've been single since June of 2019. So what is that? 4.5.
Is the girlfriend I'm thinking of really the last person you ever dated?
The one that, yeah, the one that I had when I
The one that
first
you had
started
when you first started hanging with us.
5 years ago. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we broke up 4.5 years ago.
And you've never dated anyone since then?
Well, after that, I figured I thought I was bi. Like I've slept with people since then, but I've not had a formal relationship since.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of me time, and then you know the whole I'm not a man. This is a problem. I gotta figure this shit out now.
Yeah, I guess that does make sex weird, from what I'm told.
It does. It makes it really awkward. Not awkward, but like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. But like I've hooked up with people, not a lot. Like my body count since I was 18 is not over 20. Like it's not, like 20 would be generous.
I mean, you reach like fucking ultra Chad levels relative to me, who has never like kissed a girl in a romantic context before.
Have you kissed a girl before?
No. Unless you, there have been debates about whether this counts. I don't think it counts, but Demigloom insists it counts. I did have a girlfriend in second grade who I did kiss.
I don't know
I
about
don't think
that
that
one.
counts. Demigloom insists it counts, but I don't think it
I
counts.
guess on a technicality, but you're too young to understand what you were doing. So I don't think it does.
So other than that,
Technically, you
no.
telling me about that and me imagining it, that makes me a pedophile now. So I don't really appreciate you bringing that up on the
Okay,
podcast.
that's what it is. Okay, I forgot that that's how the world works now.
That is how the world works. You can't talk about kids doing things like that.
But
But
yeah, never kissed a girl, never been on a date.
I'm gonna hire you a hooker. Send them down to Florida. Just tell your mom just get out of the house for an hour. I'll
Mail
pay for
order
the full
hooker.
hour. I'll pay for the full hour. Be like, hey, go to this address. Just do whatever he wants. Just show him the ropes. Get that first one done and down. You never have to talk about it. We'll never bring it up. It'll boost your confidence.
Maybe.
No, not maybe. Don't fucking listen to me, you piece of shit.
Do you think a guy has ever like done that? Has a
What do
guy
you mean?
ever paid a hooker to like show him how to have sex? Has that happened?
Probably. Probably. Do you not remember the
I wonder if
virgin
they charge
contest on the Dick Show?
I'd wonder if they charge extra for that. Would they charge extra for the class?
No. Do you remember the virgin contest?
From the Dick Show? Yes.
Yes. Like 3 of them paid a hooker just to have sex with, just to get it out of the way.
Does that count? Did Dick
Yes.
determine that counted? Okay.
Yes, that you had sex with a woman. That does count. If for some reason you turn gay, that counts as well. You stuck your dick in another human being that was not a mouth.
Well, yeah, obviously,
That counts.
I didn't think gay sex didn't count, but I didn't know
That
if
still
I
counts.
feel like prostitute might be a
You are
mulligan.
still a virgin if someone puts their dick in you. You're still a
Oh,
virgin.
you have to put their dick. Okay.
If you are a
Okay.
man, your dick has to go in somebody else. Consensually.
But what if you're a gay bottom? There's a lot of gay people who only like to receive.
You don't know. There's no virgin bottoms out there, all right? I'm telling you right now, there are no virgin bottoms, there are no virgin tops.
Okay.
You're a virgin, you try some things, and then you determine whether you're a top or a bottom. There's a path you have to take. You don't start off as a bottom or a top. You start off as submissive or dominant, but you're still going to try something.
Okay, that's fair.
God, this podcast went off the fucking rails from what I originally planned.
Is this good? Was this a good? I feel like it's part of me feels like this episode is really good, and part of me is like, oh god, oh man, I don't want to put this out. It's the I literally have two.
This is a good episode.
I have two wolves inside of me right now.
One is gay and one is straight. Is that
I
how
have
that's?
two. I have two wolves inside of me right now. I am a gay furry. That's the best version of that meme.
No, it's a good episode. It's got life advice. Life advice is always good. And you can't screw
Learning,
this because I'm not doing my fucking traffic rage again.
learning lessons. We're not gonna scrap this. I'll put this out.
Besides, this is in the middle of the episode. Most people don't make it this far anyway, so you're fine.
That's fair. Nobody listens to our show, so except for
Anyway,
your sister. It's our only listener.
no,
Yeah,
I'm sure Demi listens to the whole show.
she doesn't listen
Gingy
to
said he
anything right now.
listens. Gingy said he listens sometimes.
Gingy might listen. That's possible.
This is an entertaining podcast. I feel like our friends would listen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do feel like this podcast went off the rails from what we took a detour from where I wanted to go.
I kind of didn't want to go there anyway. We'll do it, but like I feel like it would have gotten too sad tonight. That's a just to give you a teaser of the kind of topic we're dealing with. It can go all across the spectrum, but for me it's kind of a sad one.
It's not that sad. I think you're just overthinking it.
You might be right.
It's an easy topic to talk about. We'll talk about it next week. Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. Let me go put that in the ideas real quick before I forget.
Did I ever tell you about the Whose Mom is Hotter contest I was involved in?
No, I did. No, you did not. Tell me about that.
This is a fun story that I don't know if I've told on the air. But I've had some rotating friend groups throughout my time as an adult. And a lot of times I don't get to hang out with them outside of work, but occasionally I do. And one of the first groups I really hung out with outside of work is I was already hanging out with Patrick, but it was always just like one on one. And we were both working in the same department, and we there were some new hires that came in the same time that we got trained, and we all got trained together. And we all got along. This was This is where Alexis and Dakota from the Rad Movie Review podcast came from. Among Patrick and one or two other people, were in this group, uh, and we would hang out occasionally, and we would talk a lot during work, and a conversation that had come up was that one of the ladies was, for some reason, I don't remember what started it, but for some reason she was telling us about how good her mom looked for her age and how attractive her mother was. And Alexis submitted that her mother was more attractive than this other girl's mother. I don't know why this was a topic of discussion, but this happened at work, and this led to, we all went to Olive Garden together, like our whole little friend group. We all went to Olive Garden, and we went around the table with pictures of our moms. Just so we could finally have the discussion and settle who had the hottest mom. Uh, it was mainly between those two girls. Me and I think one other person just showed pictures of our moms for the hell of it, just to throw our hats into the ring. And we had a whose mom was hotter contest.
Okay. So who won?
Uh, I don't remember who won between Alexis and the other girl. I think it was a close race. They both had pretty hot moms.
Did you throw your mom in the race?
I did. Apparently, I mean, people from Massachusetts sent her money sometimes, so I guess she was a commodity in her day. But didn't perform well compared to the
Was that like
actual
child
hot
support?
moms. No, not child support. Just like, I want you to date me money.
Oh. Oh, I've never heard of that. Okay.
It's something old rich people do.
Oh man. I don't know. I don't comment on my mom.
How would your mom do in a who has the hottest mom contest, you think?
Which one?
Do you have two moms?
I'm adopted.
Oh, do you have you met your
No.
okay, do you know what she looks like?
Nope.
Then why are you asking me? You can't determine how hot your biological mom is.
Well, I have a biological mom, a legally adopted mom, and then Rachel's parents have basically taken me in at this point.
Okay,
So like,
how would Rachel's mom perform in a who has the hottest mom
no,
contest?
I'm not answering this question.
Okay, what about your adopted mom?
No, I'm not talking about this
Why not?
because it's weird. I don't want to talk about my mom, any of them.
How hot do you think your biological mom is if you imagine her? Just invent a hypothetical woman in your head.
I don't know how old she is. That's the problem. I don't know how old she is when she had me. I'm 20, so she's either probably like she's at least. I'm 26, so I gotta do fucking math. Hold on. So the youngest she would be is 42 right now. I don't know. I don't know. I only know hot blonde women from Russia. But I know it's like there's no spectrum. It's A or B. It's either you're really hot, like Ivanka Trump and Melania, or you're a hunchback gross slob.
Oh my god.
Like it's A or B. There is no in between. There's no
Fair.
8.5, all right? I can't comment on that. I don't know. But I have no desire to find out. So I'm one of the odd ones out who's just like, my parents are here. My parents are the one who's adopted me. They raised me for 25 years. That's them.
What if you have like an Oedipus situation?
An Oedipus situation
Where you I think that's what Oedipus is. Because the Oedipus complex is the concept of wanting to fuck your mom and kill your dad, and that's based on like some like mythology story
from
about a guy
Greece.
named about a guy named Oedipus who I think didn't know who his mom was, and then fell in love with a woman who turned out to be his mom,
Yeah.
and killed his dad for her honor. What if that happened to you? What if you started dating an older woman and you found out she was your mom? What would you do? What would you do in that situation?
I don't know. I I don't think about Oedipus much at all.
Just if you were presented with that scenario, what would be your next move?
Obviously, don't have kids.
But you would still date her?
It's a secret. Y'all don't need to know who she is.
That's fair. That's fair.
Just
Sticking
don't
to
have
your
kids.
guns. I like the confidence here.
I have no maternal relationship with this person. The only thing that's weird about it is biology. That's it.
Based Alex? Incest equals wincest? Official stance?
Well, not with my adopted mom because there's a maternal relationship there, which makes it weird. There's zero relationship between me and my biological mother. Nothing. I don't know her. I don't know her name. I don't know anything about her. I don't know nothing. So I don't think if that situation came up, I don't think it would be weird because you would have already had built a relationship by that point, and it would have been romantic instead of parental. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I get it. I understand the concept. I know a lot of people would a lot of Twitter warriors would lambast you for that. So I'm surprised
Good.
to hear
Fucking come
you
at me. Blow my
declare
Twitter
it
up.
so
Do it.
confidently.
Blow my Twitter up. Give me something to do while I'm at work tomorrow. Fucking retards. Come at me. I don't care.
We're really slinging that around today.
Look over the fence and check how many chickens I've got, motherfucker. Come over here. I
That's
guess I
right.
would be the motherfucker, you know. Ohio-based comedian.
That's right.
But no, like my I have logic behind mine. Everybody else is like, my mom's hot, I'd fuck her. And you're like, no, that's
Whoa.
weird.
Who said that?
There are a lot of people out there who'd be like, my mom's hot, I'd fuck her if I had the chance. Would
Have you
you
seen
not take
that?
the chance if you had a hot mom? Like she had you when she was like 15 or 16? What are you like 20? 21?
Yeah.
So that means she's like 37?
Are you asking me if I would fuck my mom under those circumstances?
Yeah. If you had a ridiculously hot mom and you were presented with the option that nobody else would know, would you do it? Just to say that, just to be like, in your mind, I slept with a hot woman.
These are some deep, weird hypotheticals we're doing today. But, I mean,
See,
I don't think.
it's at the tail end of the show. So nobody gets this far, so you're able to talk
But
about it.
someday, what if
Anybody
we get
gets this
popular and
far,
someday somebody's backlog listening, and then
good.
we.
Good. DM me on Twitter.
In this hypothetical situation, I feel like I wouldn't do it. I feel like there would be an implicit presence of like. I feel like you would have weird dreams. Like if you had a really hot if you had a mom that was like objectively really hot and you couldn't like unrationalize that in your head, you would definitely have some dreams about it. But there's the existence of a maternal relationship makes it like no. I'm not gonna fucking do that, even though you might think about it sometimes. I feel like would be the normal sane position in that
So you're
case.
agreeing with me then
Yeah.
that the maternal
I never
relationship
said I
between
didn't.
a
I never
mother
said I
and
didn't.
her son is a real thing that prevents that. It's literally like a biological thing.
I guess I think I think the idea is just basically like people are like if you find out she's your mom, like maybe like unless you're like really star-crossed lovers, you feel like there's nobody else out there for you. Like maybe just like, this didn't work. Sorry that this happened, but we're just gonna severance this now.
Well, I mean, it also depends on like the length of time that you were involved too. Because like if I meet a random woman and we hook up, and then the next day I find out she's my mom, I'd be like, you know what? You gotta get out of here. This is weird. I don't like this.
Even dating for a year, you live together, you decide to get like a DNA test just for fun because that's something that like
Because I
women
find
do
out she's Russian, I'm
sometimes.
Russian, be like, oh, this is so cool. Let's find out. You know. And then turns out that I share 50% of genes with her. I feel like at that point, like the relationship aspect would change, but I think the romantic relationship would probably still be there. I don't think that would sever ties immediately. I don't think that you could build a relationship off of that. I think that kind of sets the bridge on fire at that point. Like, it's gonna go downhill from there.
All I can think about in this conversation is there was this meme that Demi was sending around for a while. So we always have these like weird inside joke memes that just like Demi and Jason send all the time. And it's just like a picture of like a hot blonde woman like in the fridge, like she's in the fridge looking for food and like her ass is sticking out. She's wearing like short shorts. She's like this really the hot blonde woman with a really nice ass. And the caption is you see your stepdad's wife like this, what do you do? What do you do in that position? You see your stepdad's wife looking like that.
You go play Pokemon, bro.
Yeah.
You just get up, you go home. You get out of there. You're just like, you know what? God's tempting me. I'm a man of God.
I'm a man of God. I'm a man of Arceus.
I'm a man of Allah. Allah told me.
Allah!
Allah told me not to do this. Inshallah, my brothers.
God, this episode's fucking weird. Let's get out. Let's get out while the getting's good.
You want to get out of here?
Let's get out of here.
Okay, we'll end the episode. We're an hour and a half in. We're well past our time.
Alex, where can our listeners find you?
You can, if you haven't already been listening to the Kolochu YouTube channel, you can find it there. There's a whole playlist. Go check it out. If not, the YouTube channel is Kolochu. You can find me on Twitter, Kolochu54, not Kolochu, because some Hispanic piece of shit still has Kolochu. You can. Riely, where can people find you?
You can find me in my link tree. It's in the description. It's on my Twitter at Riely Tweets in the pinned tweet. It is linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe for all of your Riely needs. So many podcasts, YouTube channels, so many projects for you to check out. Particular shout out to Riely Radio Live, which is a live streamed podcast show that I do. There's no set schedule for it, but the goal is to do it at least once a week. It is on the Riely and Friends YouTube channel. We stream it live. It's just a fun, casual little freeform podcast that I stream live and hang out with the chat. It's a good time, and then I clean up the recording a little bit. Just throw in some filters for noise canceling and silence and stuff. And I post archives to the mega feed. So if you miss a live broadcast, you want to hear just a good podcast, you can check out those archives on the mega feed. A little cleaned up for your listening convenience, and you can catch them live, so you can hang out in the chat on the Riely and Friends YouTube channel, and many more. And many more.
If you want, you can also support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Detour Ahead. Give us money.
Give us money. We need the money.
Get those donations in, baby. Give me money. I'm poor. Help me pay my rent. Fund Riely coming to Ohio.
That's right. Should we set like a stretch goal?
Nah, we'll be fine.
Okay.
Just give us money. Give us money.
I've
Some
always
cool
felt like
tiers
stretch
on
goals
there.
are fun.
There's some cool tiers. You can do some cool things. Only costs $1. $1 a month. That's $12 a year. You don't even need those $12.
Did we put the bonus episodes at $1?
I don't know what the $1 tier is. Go check it out.
Yeah, go look at it for yourself so you can see.
Patreon.com/Detour Ahead.
Why end the show? And that's the show. Goodbye.
You're supposed to end the show beforehand, but you know.
Wait, what do you mean?
Patreon.com/Detour Ahead, and then you end the show. That's how that works.
Wait, really? That's what we're doing now?
Get out of here. Go.
The show's over.
Listener, go do something with your life. Stop listening to this podcast because it's over. I don't know why you're still listening. Get out of here. Go do something with your life. Go make money. Go to patreon.com/Detour Ahead. Check it out.
That's right. Give us money.